in terms of making someone else's journey shorter, there could be someone, I'm probably speaking with someone out there who's listening and vibing to all the keys you're dropping. I mean, your train of thought, your mindset.
Yeah.
What would you say as advice and guidance to that particular person listening right now on just to at least make their journey a little bit shorter, and you're like, look out for that. These are the challenges. Try to treat people like this. Don't take this,
Yeah. I would really say that with any journey in life, I think it don't look down on yourself. That's the first thing I'd actually say. Try to think as highly as possible of yourself.
Yeah.
But also in pursuing your goals and your vision, also learn to understand your circumstances, because usually what we have in our society, we have a situation where they're like, yeah, go for your dreams, they're going to be successful, you must chase them, blah blah blah. And like literally I feel like that's not necessarily people actually telling people the accurate truth. Like in you pursuing your dreams, you need to also understand the different scenarios that you're in at different times, and utilize wisdom to actually try and chase what you're actually looking for. So I'd say that's the first thing that people got to do. And secondly, I'd say if you want to be successful on YouTube or with anything in general, one thing YouTube has taught me is you need to put out content. That's the only thing that actually matters at the end of the day. If you look at artists like right now in the industry, if you look at artists like Youngster CPT, look at how much content the guy actually has out. I mean, we're not even midway through 20, and literally some. I mean, I'm not going to talk about Youngster CPT specifically, but some artists that put out a lot of content, not all the content is that dope, but because they're putting out the content and they're consistent with it, people start messing with it and they actually start gaining a following of people that are actually loyal to them. So it's one of those situations I say, like, put out content, make sure that people can see what you do. A lot of rappers contact me actually asking me to help them with their careers and things like that. I would say, if you got 2 songs, like, it's not really wise for you to actually call me and be like, yo, please put me on. It doesn't make sense. Like, you gotta have like at least like an album. At least now I can say, put up content, like, so that I can listen to you, so that I don't hear one verse and think you're nice, and then I listen to the other song and I'm like, I'm not really sure. So even on YouTube, it's the same thing.
Finish him, dog.
You got people that put out like one video and it doesn't get views, and also it's not about views. There was a time, like after the Black Coffee video I released, some of my videos didn't catch steam immediately. Like I posted a video about Aries. That video didn't catch steam immediately. I posted a video about UP fees must fall. That video didn't catch steam. I posted a lot of things. I released a song. It didn't catch that much steam. But when I go back now and I look at those things, they've picked up a lot of views, within the time frame. So it actually tells me the fact that you can actually put out something. Just keep putting up content. That's the only thing that matters. Keep taking out content. The more content you have, the more people get accustomed to you. The more people start understanding what you do and who we are. You know what I mean? That's it.
Shout out, man. You got all the keys, big homie. Shout out. So who gives the keys to the key holder? Huh? In the sense that who does the therapist go to? Huh? In other words, who does Tusco D get advice from? Since you're giving good advice.
I would say, man, for me, it's really.
Sorry to cut you off, dog. Shout out to the question. Okay, keep going.
Because
I could have, hey, dude. I mean, hey.
You right
today I'm in my avatar. I'm in my avatar.
It was rough, you guys.
For both of us.
Forsaken us.
Yeah.
You on a roll,
homie. I would say, man, one of the things that I do a lot, and I don't do it as much anymore. I need to go back there. Is I read the Bible a lot, and I pray.
Read the Bible a lot.
Yeah,
Word.
I pray a lot, and also trying to read books. Like, bro, that's not even half of. Like, I literally want to start a YouTube channel now, just purely based off of political stuff. Like,
Word?
My thoughts, like, on political, because
Going
like
702 now.
Yeah, because I've got so many opinions on other things. Like, I always think of myself as somebody that I like to absorb stuff. I read a lot, I study a lot, and after I study, I start to make conclusions. And I've come to realization that, what's happening today in the world, bruh, like, literally, the news actually starts to dictate what's actually happening, and they're not necessarily reporting the most accurate things these days.
Like propaganda.
Yeah, basically we're back in like Hitler type of times where people are actually like literally not being given the full information, and the half information they're given, we're seeing people in our society actually running with it. And that's why, man, YouTube is the future. Please press that thing. Oh, man. Like, you see, there's platforms like that. By the way, I hope YouTube sees this, because I want them to understand that we've been having some problems in terms of, advertisers and all these people coming to them, trying to get them to, become like TV and things like that. But I want them to understand that they're a necessary platform because they allow people to give a different perspective in different situations. I mean, I'll give you a simple example. I was so bothered by what's currently happening with people talking about what's going on in Israel and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because I was watching, the news and everything that was coming out, and I was like, this is such, very biased reporting.
Yeah.
Because like I was listening to CNN and they like, Israel went into Gaza and shot people. I'm like, I actually thought about the whole situation. I'm like, they didn't go into anybody's territory and went and shot people. People came to them. You get what I mean? You know what I mean? So it was like, those are the things that I actually sat down and I looked at. And I was like,
how you look at it.
Like, and then they come up and they speak for people. People are saying, we are going there to burn and kill them, and then they're saying no, they just want to go in and live there. I'm like, that's not what they're saying. Like, you get what I mean? So these are the things that I've been looking at in the news, and I'm like, the news is very biased in those types of things, and they constantly are reporting on what the UN is saying about, in terms of that situation about Israel and all those things. And then I'm asking myself, I'm like, just next door in Syria, that very same day, like they said 50 people died. Next door, 400 people died that same day. Nobody reported on it. And these are the things. Those are the things I sit down and I'm like, man, the world is weird. The world is very weird. Like, so we need alternative platforms that can be able to give us the information to say, this is what is actually happening.
Word, man. You know what? I love the fact that you went all on the political vibe, on that perspective.
Yeah.
Why? Because I believe in every deep situation we need a comic relief, right? Right?
Yeah,
we're gonna have this one. It's called Food for Thought, but we're gonna just switch it up because it's a Friday. We wanna let loose. We're gonna call it Food for Soul, right? Because laughter is a food for the soul.
Okay.
You see, today we on the road,
I see you.
Cause like a boss, right? To the boss.